Hey guys, John B from Flaunting here. You're watching our video review of the Apple iPhone 6 Plus. For a while there, Apple was pretty resistant when it came to coming up with phablet devices. They didn't see the need for it at the time, but with the popularity of other devices like the Samsung Galaxy Note series, it now makes sense that Apple's finally getting into this highly competitive business with the iPhone 6 Plus. It's by far the largest and most massive sized iPhone to date, but the more pressing matter is whether or not it could be a good competitor in the space. Technically, it's still smaller than the iPad mini, but the iPhone 6 Plus is nothing more than a bigger sized version of the iPhone 6. And the size is what is most apparent with this gargantuan thing. It's pretty much as big as some of its contemporaries, like the Samsung Galaxy Note 3. It's just taller, and it's better held with two hands as opposed to one. At its core though, it's still a distinguishable iPhone just because you have iconic design characteristics like its home button, brushed aluminum casing, and its impeccable construction. Seriously though, it feels a little bit weird holding the iPhone 6 Plus just because we've never come across an iPhone of this size. It's really immense. On one hand, some people will love the idea of having a large size iPhone, while others might see the size as being ineffective for using the handset properly. This is most notable for being the iPhone with the largest and highest resolution display to date. It's a 5.5-inch 1080p IPS LCD Retina display. So when you do the math, that comes out to a pixel density count of 401 pixels per inch. So a lot higher than the iPhone 6, the 5S before it, and established a new mark of over 400 pixels per inch. In addition, it's boasting several pleasant qualities that indicate to us that it's a high-quality panel in here. For starters, it has a maximum brightness output of 574 nits, which makes it very easy to view outdoors with the sun present. And it's also really good at reproducing colors. It's pretty accurate. In all fairness, it's a pretty sharp and vibrant screen that's perfect for watching videos, but still a step behind those Quad HD resolutions on some other devices. Just like its sibling in the iPhone 6, the iPhone 6 Plus is running the most up-to-date iOS experience, iOS 8, which sees a lot of new software features, more so than the visuals, which really helps to round its functionality in comparison to other things like Android. I'm not going to go into detail about all the new features with iOS 8, like its support for third-party widgets in the notification center, just because I covered it already in the iPhone 6 review. Instead, I'm going to talk about some of the specific stuff that we see here new with the iPhone 6 Plus's experience. Since the iPhone 6 Plus has a larger display than the iPhone 6, the only visual change here at the home screen is just the added row of icons with the home screen. We get landscape support with the iPhone 6 Plus in the home screen. Now for the iPads, it's nothing really new, but for an iPhone, this is something we haven't seen before. Another new feature of iOS that's very useful here, in particular to the iPhone 6 Plus and its giant screen, is the one-handed mode. So basically, double tap the home button and it basically brings everything down so it's within grasp of our finger. In some of the core applications with the phone, we see additional support for landscape, and it's pretty nice. For example, if we go to the Mail application, in Portrait it looks like the standard app, but if we put into landscape, you'll see how it automatically will adjust to have this secondary left pane. And it's really good for people who are big into productivity. You just have quicker access to different things. We also see it in other apps like the calendar. In Portrait, you have the normal view here. You could change it from a monthly to a weekly, but if you put into landscape, you'll see how it adjusts and automatically presents us with a more ideal layout. Due to the larger display, the messaging experience is great just because the keyboard layout is super spacious and the response is really snappy. Now the portrait option is really good just because our fingers are able to encompass the entire layout, and we also have additional support for other third-party applications like SwiftKey thanks to iOS 8. However, we're not too thrilled about the landscape option just because they put the keyboard layout towards the middle, so our thumbs are stretching a lot more, and the left and right panes are taken up by these different icons for things like copy and paste, some different punctuations. We would like to see probably a split style keyboard, more so than this one. This is one beast of the phone when it comes to its processing might. Now, there are several phones out there with quad-core and even octa-core processors, but the iPhone 6 Plus has nothing more than a dual-core 1.4 GHz Apple A8 processor, which is based on 64-bit architecture, and it's coupled with 1 GB of RAM and a new M8 Motion coprocessor. Now, on paper, it might not sound too impressive, but honestly, the real-world performance tells us otherwise. It's super snappy, very fast. Basic operations are handled in a fluid and pretty lag-free manner. And best of all, it excels when it comes to playing video games. The web browsing experience also benefits from the phone's larger display and also higher resolution. And the cool thing about it is that when you switch to landscape, you'll notice that we have now this tab view on the top, so we're able to quickly jump in and out of different pages. The camera interface looks largely the same from before, so you have things like a panoramic shooting mode, square mode, you have your standard photo, you could take videos. There's a new slow motion capture at 240 frames per second. You get some slick looking videos with that. And you also have a brand new time-lapse feature as well, so you could shoot something for a long period of time and the phone automatically will chop it down to a smaller video for you. And of course, the phone is lickety split with its capture. In under 2 seconds, you'll be able to take a snapshot right away. The handset's outfitted with the same camera in the iPhone 6, so it's an 8 megapixel iSight camera, which packs along a brand new 5-element f2.2 aperture lens. You also get that True Tone dual LED flash and 1080p video recording. The only thing I don't like about the camera is that the lens itself, it sticks out from the surrounding surface, and it has a tendency of coming to contact when you put it down on a flat surface. The iPhone has always been a strong contender in the photo department, and we could say the same thing here with the iPhone 6 Plus. It takes some astounding looking shots with its camera. Now, as long as you're taking photos outdoors where there's a lot of sunlight, you're going to get some amazing looking shots that are filled with a lot of detail, lively looking colors, and the images are properly exposed too, so it's neither overexposed or under. The improvements with its quality are subtle, but it's most prevalent under lower lighting situations. Compared to the iPhone 5S, the iPhone 6 Plus benefits from having less noise in its shots, and generally the photos come out sharper. Likewise, it takes some slick looking 1080p videos. Again, you can get some high quality results with the abundance of detail, its moderate exposure adjustment, and now it also features continuous autofocus on the fly, and it's pretty quick at adapting to it. It does feature optical image stabilization, where we notice that the videos come out very smooth. You don't see too much shakiness, but when we compare it to the digital image stabilization of the iPhone 6, we don't notice a huge advantage with the physical one here in the iPhone 6 Plus. The music player here is the same as we've seen already in iOS 7, so there's nothing different about the visuals or functionality. As far as the speaker of the iPhone 6 Plus, it's pretty good, pretty robust and powerful. It manages to churn out 71.6 decibels of power, which is pretty loud, but not quite as strong as the iPhone 6. The iPhone was never a perfect device when it came to watching videos, just because the size of the display was pretty tiny compared to everything else out there. But the iPhone 6 Plus and its 5.5-inch display, it's an amazing experience just because you get a lot of display to work with, so it's ideal for the occasion. Top of that, it plays all sorts of videos very smoothly. The only thing that we wish was that there was some kind of multitasking element in play with it, so we could continue watching a video while doing something else. The iPhone 6 Plus is pretty average with its call quality performance. For the most part, we don't have too many issues trying to comprehend our callers, but with the speakerphone, it tends to exhibit a slightly subdued tone. It's a phablet, and it gets a phablets pricing, so that means you're gonna pay $300 to pick up the base 16GB model of the iPhone 6 Plus. If you wanna go up to the next level, you're gonna spend a little bit more, $400 to pick up the 64GB version. And finally, if you're really about the space, you could pick up a 128GB version of the phone for $500 on contract. It's not cheap, that's for sure, but when we look at this design, it's arguably one of the best in the phablet space out there, in contrast to the more plastic-bodied of Samsung's Galaxy Note series. And it's a pretty good performer in a variety of key areas, from its overall performance, the quality of its display, and even its camera performance are all top-notch, so it gives it a very well-rounded approach. The biggest room for improvement for this phone is with the software experience. iOS 8 is nice in the fact that it's very simple, intuitive, and with the added benefits of the landscape modes with the iPhone 6 Plus experience, it's good, but still far from the class-leading experience that we get from the Samsung Galaxy Note 3 and the upcoming Samsung Galaxy Note 4. So there's still a lot of room needed for this handset to grow to become a really true powerhouse in the phablet space. So if you guys want to learn more about the Apple iPhone 6 Plus, you can check out our website, phonearena.com. It's John V. Thanks for watching.